Mark, good morning. Welcome in. Wow, the market pulling back the last 20 or so minutes. All right before the open. All right, we are live everywhere. Let's jump out. You know what? I need to let everybody know to come in. They usually don't. All right. Now we could start by just looking for what's hot this morning. And what do we got? What do we got? A lot of Bitcoin. Stocks way up. Wolf, Hut, Mara, Riot, Coin, you name it, all the Bitcoin stocks. Because Bitcoin is up, by the way. That'd be the reason there. Quick crypto. So let's see if any of these crypto stocks are at any good buy points. Let's take a thumb through them. Based off of SPY and Q. All the stocks are normally based off of SPY and QQQ, right? No, but sort of. S&P 500 is 500 stocks. 500 of the best stocks. And the QQQ is 100 of the best stocks. A different set of 100. Excuse me. But there's about 25,000 different stocks in total. So as you can see, that, is not exactly true. All right, 57.25. Wait, what? Oh, there's a split. Wait, what's going on here? Hut. 57.25. What? That is really weird. What is the split here? 5-1. Oof. This is going to be really hard to calculate. Okay, 11.35 times 5 was the last close. 56.75, and HUD is at 57.25. Okay, so it's not even up 1%, so no big deal on HUD. iPoint. Pharmaceuticals is up huge. Why? Why is iPoint stock trading? This is the news article. It literally says this. Over 300% this morning. Soars after company announces positive data from trial of wet AMD treatment. All right, it's already faded. It's already fading the move. The excitement seems to be over, but iPoint is something that's a way up. And this one, iPoint, it is liquid enough. and it is trading a multiple of its typical volume. Hawaiian Airlines. Let's see what's going on there. It's funny because I was just looking at it this morning, but I didn't look at the pre-market. What on earth? This is interesting. Is it a buyout? 18 minutes ago, Alaska Air to acquire Hawaiian for 1.9 billion, which puts it at about $13.40. Interesting. Wow. Termination at wake 1 hour ago. Will be required to. Hawaiian Holdings says upon termination of merger deal with Alaska Air, Hawaiian Holdings will be required to pay Alaska a termination fee of $40 million. Okay. All right, so that's at almost $15, but that's a merger. So I was just curious on that because I do have some Hawaiian Air. Bets, Bit Brother. Okay, this is another Bitcoin one. SSNT. Buyout from Alaska Air. Yes, yes. Market's opening in 23 minutes, so we have plenty of time to flip through everything. See what we got here. All right, this stock, you wouldn't want to trade it. You know, it was at $4 roughly, $3.80 on Friday, and it just hit almost $14, but came way down to almost $5, and now it's at $7. I mean, it's been all over the map this morning, and that is because, let's see, a takeover plan. All right, so we leave that alone. LSDI. No play yet. LSDI, Lucy Scientific Discovery, LSDI penny stock. Doesn't trade enough significant volume normally. Next one down, Wolf. That's Bitcoin related. I do want to see where is it in its trading spectra. Wolf is up 20% this morning. It was $1.37 Friday. Now it's $1.64, along with Bitcoin. But the markets are dropping, and crypto is following it right now. So we'll take a look at the market and do a little market analysis in just a moment. Let's just see if we have any isolated incidences here. BitF. So all the crypto related ones you need to be careful of today. All right, CLSK. CLSK was at a breakout point of $8 roughly on Friday. This morning it hit $9, and it's at $8.70. And this is called Clean Spark, and it's a Bitcoin mining company, and so that is why it is up. It is up 14%. So none of those are really up independently on their own merits. It's just a rising of the tide, and may or may not be a trade. BTDR, BKKT, Mara, Can, Frey, Riot. Let's take a look at Riot. Good morning. Good morning, Rostislav, Camille, Bob. All right, yeah, Riot is also up 11%. So Hut is up the most. So it has the ability to move a lot. Hut, HUT. All right, let's take a quick look at the market so we know what's going on there. All right, the market has been dipping in pre-market to below Friday's low, even. Well, Friday's close for sure, and open, and it is opening now in almost a wick of Friday, and it's potentially going to touch or even break before the open uh, last week's low. So the entire week's low. So that's not a really fun point to be testing for long, but it's perfectly fine and fits within my thesis of the next week or two continuing to be consolidations before taking off again in this incredible bull market start that we've kicked off. So the last month, we've seen a very strong bull market kickoff. I mean, just on the Qs alone, we went 15% in 16 bars. That's incredible for an average, an index such as the Qs. So things are looking really great for the markets, but of course, this has been a nice, strong, sweet consolidation for the last 2 weeks, and then this week is likely to be something around the same. And watch the crypto space because over the weekend it appreciated a lot. Bitcoin went from something like 38,000 to 40, almost 3,000, and is pulling back right now, along with the markets on the open. The whole excitement over crypto could cause the markets to find some support, but conversely, the lack of support on the markets could cause the crypto markets to flop today. So, we'll just have to see how it goes. Yeah, Hawaiian. HA is the ticker, but it's a buyout. It's done deal. It's like there's very little left except for merger arbitrage at this point. There's no trade there. All right, so we have 16 minutes before they open, and I'd like to take a look at like Coin would be another one. Coin has been flying, and it is now at 143.50 in pre-market, which is another 7%, and that's on the crypto space being up. There's a lot of stocks that have been running. DraftKings, we need to see some kind of a pullback, consolidation base to get back in. DraftKings signaled entry on Friday. Let me see if I put that out as an alert. I can't catch everything. Let's see. Friday was Open Door and Meta Iron Condor, and then an Open Door long on Friday. Also was Path and ENPH, AMD, ESTC, and JetBlue. So we had all those on Friday as entries. This morning, DraftKings is pulling back. So if you didn't enter DraftKings on Friday, just leave it alone. And let's see how it goes. All right, is there any other tickers, growth tickers that you know of that I could check on? Let's check out CRSP. Yeah, CRISPR has been on a beautiful growth trajectory. That kind of a reversal off of the bottom is like a rebirth, like an IPO rebirth. I'm sure it's got another run in it, probably to 100. Marvell, let's see, MRVL. Yeah, that's not looking good right now. It had that huge earnings response, in May, but it's just been fading ever since. So was not able to hold up. So it doesn't look good. Pen and Hood, okay, Hood. Yeah, Hood does not look good. Hood does not look good. Pen. If you had a lot of dry powder, what would you do? I would put it in probably 30-year treasury bonds like I put all mine in. Penn Entertainment. Yeah, it's doing okay. ADR of 3.6%. Not super amazing, but something. And it's just now sort of trying to get over the 200 moving average. So, and which it did on Friday. But today's the market is going to provide a little bit of resistance and pressure across the board. So we'll have to see, what starts taking off this week, and what starts failing out. I think there's plenty of leaders ready to stop and consolidate. They just don't have enough left for money to continue to pour into them. The demand is, it does dry up at some point. Yeah. Like, for instance, let's take a look at NVIDIA. This is an interesting one because it started consolidating earlier than the market. So it's been pulling back for about 2 weeks now. Has a dividend coming on the 5th. What's today? The 4th. Tomorrow's dividend coming tomorrow. Ex-dividend date is tomorrow. So that means you have to be in today on record in order to get the dividend paid. But anyway, the dividend is only 4 cents out of $467. So it's like 0.1%. Actually, it's even less than that. It's 0.01%. It's very small. So it really doesn't affect it at all then. Never mind. But that's the way dividends work anyway. What about AFRM? That thing has been flying lately. AFRM now pulled back just a little bit in pre-market at one point to 36.76. It was at 37.67 on Friday, closing at nearly the high of the day, and an extended breakout run from the 28 breakout area, which was an all-time high. Well, I don't know if it was an all-time high, but it was a recent high. I could double check. No, it was not an all-time high, but it was at least a 52-week high and a really nice breakout. You couldn't have known it was going to run that hard, but you definitely could have known that breakout you should grab, because it could run a little bit. We took the Iron Condor on that, so that way, in case it stalled, we still made money. All right, we've got 9 minutes before the open. Riot, Carvana. Good morning. Yeah, I already went over Riot. I guess you missed it. Carvana. I might go back to a Riot. Just give me a second. Carvana. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty weak when you compare it to the other ones. You need to learn relative strength, okay? Because, like, for instance, the other ones coming off of this bottom right here had rallies going on and were breaking out and streaking and running, right? Carvana could barely even just double top, triple top now. whereas everyone else has broken out and ran. So that's relative weakness on Carvana. So even if it breaks and runs here, which it might do, and it could do, and there might be an opportunity for you there, it's so weak that it probably would not do so unless the market also was sort of blowing it along, you know? So that's Carvana. Plug, I think ChargePoint and Plug, they're, the last time I looked at them, looked really bad. Let's see. Yeah, they look pretty bad. There's a little gap fill that could happen here. But yeah, in terms of relative strength and coming off their earnings, oh no, it looks pretty flat. Yeah, bad. I wouldn't necessarily short it, although, maybe actually. It depends on the price that it's at. Yeah, $4. It's a little bit. I like to, if you're going to short something, I like to short it above $10 and then, kind of end it underneath $10. But sometimes I've shorted things up there, $27 or whatever, and then they finally got to $10. And when they got there, they fell quickly to 9 and 8. So I just kept holding to 7, 6, 5, 4. Finally sold at like 4 when something comes back up to 5 or so. So you can get, but you should be focusing on things that are over $10 if you are going to short anything. But anyway, in this market, we're in a bull market. You probably should not be shorting anything. What stocks do I recommend short term? And that's exactly why we pay attention to the market every day. We'll have to see. Right now, I'm doing selling options on Square, Palantir, Now, Netflix, Meta, JetBlue, Home Depot, Fiven, Disney, Coinbase, Avgo, AMD, ALB, Tesla, Microsoft, ANF, Amazon, and Save, the airline. So up, down, or sideways, I'm trying to make money on those, regardless of where they go, while we're sort of consolidating on the market. We've got about 7 minutes before the market opens. And let's see what else we can take a look at here. Remember, we were watching iPoint, EYPT, for a potential intraday day trade for those of you who are momentum day traders. I won't be trading that because I'll be looking for options to sell. But on the rare occasion, I will, come and trade something with you on a day trade. If you want to learn how to day trade, you can click the link in my bio or wherever it is there and go over to Market Mastery, Learn to Trade. All the techniques are there that we use for day trading. Boy, Newegg really had a big day on Friday. Went from $1.20 to $1.80. And that could follow up today, NEGG. You could see some follow up because of that movement. As a matter of fact, I'm seeing it in pre-market. In pre-market, okay, so we closed at 180 on Friday on Newegg, NEGG, but in pre-market it went to 250. So all the way back to 180 right now. So it looks like there's no change, but it actually has shown that it's very strong. $1.81 was what it comes. It went up 37% in pre-market. So Ahmed, I sell options. Is this current strategy that I'm using options for? So is that what you're talking about, Ahmed? Or are you talking about buying them? Like buying them or selling them? I think you're correct. Your question seems to be asking about selling. I just want to be sure that we're talking about the same thing, because then I give you some advice that would be the exact opposite of what you want to, what you wanted to know. Big, is that Big Lots? I think so. Yeah, Big Lots. Okay, Big Lots had earnings, and they're on the 30th of November, and apparently they were a really good surprise because it really started to take off and had a big day. I would focus on Big Lots as a growth stock. Very interesting. for a potential, this could be at $12 in a month. It's right now it's at $6, so there could be some fast money made there on big lots. But you just got to control your risk and your size. It's just another opportunity. I guess, Ahmed, are you still here? I mean, I was asking you, and maybe you were not listening. Ahmed, if you're still here, I was asking you, are you talking about selling options or buying options? Maybe he doesn't know. I'm selling options. Okay, I'll just answer your question. I'm selling options, and then you asked me what is the average hold time before exiting? About 3 weeks, between 1 and 3 weeks. But I also layer them. So sometimes I'm in something for a week, sometimes in something for 2 weeks, sometimes in something for 3 weeks. All right, 3 minutes till the market opens. Also this week, let's talk really quickly about the economic events coming this week. Really nothing important today, but tomorrow we have PMI, JOLTS job openings, and then Wednesday, nothing too big of a deal on Wednesday. Thursday, initial jobless claims. And then Friday is kind of the big day. We got non-farm payrolls and the unemployment rate, as well as the Michigan consumer sentiment. Those tend to be that tends to be market mover, NFP, non-farm payrolls. So Friday. So this whole week could be light on volume and waiting for Friday's numbers. So if up to that point, we might be just flat roughly. And actually right now what we're seeing in pre-market is everything is selling off. Gold is even selling off. The dollar is weakening. The markets are dropping. The VIX is rising. Nothing is holding strong. Well, actually, utilities is holding. And that's about it. And value stocks. So some of the defensives are holding up, which is, we'd expect that. That's good. So it's not, it's not a crash. It's just a little rotation, little caution. People watching out for having their dicks in the wind, in a week in which they really don't want to. They're gonna zip that shit up and go home for a couple of days. Are there any penny stocks you're watching today? Yeah, right there. iPoint, EYPT. Well, actually, it's not at a penny anymore. It was at $6 the other day, but it hit like almost $35 in pre-market. I mean, it's insane. EYPT. But the way it faded pre-market and it's now under VWAP, I would think that it's got a run in it, but probably not. It's probably not going to end higher today than it, attempts. Because it already died pre-market. So, during open market, maybe it picks up some interest again. But, it's already shown that it might not have what it takes. All right, market's opening in 20 seconds, 15 seconds. All right, so you guys keep on top of everything I just talked about, and I'll be watching my positions, and I'll try and let you know of anything else I see. And I'll try to relay what you guys are talking about to each other. So make sure you type. There we go, market's open. Natural gas. Okay, I'll take a look at that in a minute. I'm selling vertical puts on ANF I'm in them already, and that's those are just going. That's exactly how you want to do it. If you find something that's on a nice controlled bull run, sell the puts. You have to give me a minute to check on the natural gas. I got to check some of my positions. All right, I am cutting the vertical put on Microsoft. I don't know if anybody else has that, but there you go. That's one thing I'm doing. Because it is past 21 DTE, so it's in the high risk time period, and it is now breaching, just breached. So what do? I mean, there's things you can do, but you don't do anything except sell it unless your thesis on it is the same. And right now, the way Microsoft is pulling back, my thesis is not the same. That's a very strong pullback from Microsoft. So I dumped it. other holdings are doing well. Well, let's see this Disney. I think I got stuck in a little Disney on Friday. Yeah. Yeah, that's because I have a lot of time left on it, so I'm just gonna let that bake for a while. Get some mean reversion on it. All right, I'll take a look at UNG if you're still here, Mina. Tesla? What you think? Yeah, Tesla. I'll take a quick look at Tesla and then UNG. If Mina's still here. Yeah. Tesla is just moving along sideways, playing into my hand perfectly because I have an iron condor on there. So the straighter across it goes, the more money I make. The less it does, the more I make. And then UNG. Okay, let's take a look at UNG. Natural gas. I mean, that's not the actual futures of natural gas. I don't think UNG is a stock, but I can give you what I think of UNG. But Mina, I don't even know if Mina's still here. Okay, UNG. Actually, that's like an ETF of natural gas. No, it's just been going straight down. You're here. Okay, it's just been going straight down. There's no trade there, other than maybe shorting it, but I don't really recommend it. Yeah, I mean, if you have some kind of like a thesis trade, okay, but don't forget to trade what you see, not what you hear or think. It's more important to trade what's reality. Let's see what's up a lot already on our growth list. YCRM, this ice cream company from China, is up 16%. I mean, it's been going crazy. Of course, it's like a micro penny stock. All right, the market found a little bit of bottom there. Beyond. I'd say my computer system's a little bit slow today. Gonna restart the computer hopefully by tomorrow morning. All right, the whole market has pretty much found support now. All right, Beyond is breaking out. So that's an entry in Beyond today. By the end of the day, it could be twice as high as the move that it's made so far. Beyond, BYND, Beyond Meat. That's a breakout, pivot breakout, bottom reversal entry. Could be the start of a 6-month run. BYND. I'm going to take a look at the options on it, and then I'm going to get some shares if the options are not good. %42 return. Yeah, I'll go for that. And it seems fairly liquid. Let me look at how the weeklies expire here, or even the monthlies. Yeah, they get active, so that should be all right. So I'm selling the 7.5 January 19 vertical spread. 7.5 by 5. And I'm going to do 10 contracts. There we go. Boom. Let's see if they get filled. Always fighting for the fill. Hut, yeah. Hut's definitely interesting. One of the strongest. However, you have to see how it plays out from here. That split is really fucked up the the charting. Okay, could be because I'm going after the 5. I'm going to try going after the 6. Buying back at the 6. But then I do have to get some more contracts. All right, that doesn't look too bad, I guess. $26 in fees. There we go. Yeah, the problem was I was trying to buy back at the 5, and it just wasn't liquid enough. Should have been. But anyway, this solved the problem. All right, so I grabbed Beyond. Now you can get that as a long if you want. If you want shares, stop at low of the day, obviously. Something you could hold on to for months, possibly. Maybe it gets back to 1350 over the next quarter. And what was that the other thing we wanted to ask? What about Wolf? We talked about it. We talked about Wolf, Riot, Hut, um, CLSK, BitF, Mara. We went over all the Bitcoin related stocks this morning, and it was questionable what they're going to do from here, especially with the market pulling back. But the market has found bottom, and so it makes me think, because crypto was sort of leading the brigade there, that possibly crypto could run from here. So you got to keep an eye on it. And yeah, some of the best ones are Riot, Wolf, Hut, yeah, Mara. Those, they're all good. And Bitcoin itself, just take the pure trade. I wonder if they'll ever have weed in futures, like the spot market price for weed. That'd be funny. Probably someday they will. 420 would be the symbol. Yeah. That's funny. When I was, I don't know, I would have been 18 or something, I was a total nerd, and I didn't know anything about that stuff. And plus, the internet wasn't even around yet. Okay. So, yeah, you knew what you knew. You were an expert at what you knew. Everything else you were inept in. That's the way it was before the internet. Anyway, I knew nothing about pot and all that kind of stuff. It wasn't my world. And so I was telling some people, some clients that I was working for, I was like, there's a very interesting thing that I found. And it's that during the day when you're working, there comes this period around 4 o'clock where you get this real like low feeling about 20 minutes after 4 o'clock. And they started laughing, you know. I had no idea why they were laughing. But yeah, 4:20 is like the lowest point in the day where you really need a little pep charge, And yep, 4:20, my friends. Tilray, yeah, no, thanks. Actually, let's take a look at it though. It's just it's never enough to you should always be looking at your charts. You never know what's the latest thing moving. Yeah, Tilray, if it actually, if it could break $2, that would be a bottom reversal, and it might go somewhere. It might go to 3 from there, but it'd have to break $2. So it doesn't move very much right now, but keep an eye on it. Williams Sonoma. There's this one MDGL which keeps coming up on this. Wow, Williams Sonoma is just on fire. What on earth? That's crazy. Really strong move for Williams Sonoma. That's a lot of move. 2.8% stock ADR wise, but 37% in 15 days. Big liquid stock. That's nice. Yeah, Roku. Is this one on my list? This one's not on my list. I'm gonna put the Williams Sonoma goes on my list. Roku. And then I wanted to look at MDGL, L, Ulta, Burl Elf, Monday, Snow. Yeah, Roku with Catalyst entry after earnings on earnings release a couple weeks ago, and it has since gone. It's 4.26% ADR. It has since gone 57% in 18 days. Yeah, Roku definitely worth getting into. In fact, let me take a look at the options on that. Maybe I can get a little something. A little too close for comfort. The 90. Maybe it's still pretty close. but it's pretty bullish. Perhaps. Okay, let me price it out. Let's see. 79 for 421. That's not good enough. You should get at least 33% return. That's 18% return. So that's not good enough. So you bail on that. All right, let me look at some of these other ones. I really want to see MDGL. Yeah, MDGL is just like, wow, it's just straight up. From 120 to 218. ADR of 6%. I mean, you just basically want to be stocking for an entry on this one, because you just don't know how long it's going to go. It could go for a long time. Yeah, it did 81% in 25 bars. So that's even better than Roku. That's better than, Bitcoin. MDGL, Magical Pharmaceuticals, just on fire lately. It's not an entry today, except perhaps you could enter an option position. I don't know. I'm checking on it now. Probably not. I'm going to guess it's less liquid. Yeah, it's pretty low on the liquidity side. Yeah, the spreads are ridiculously wide. Yeah, so no go on that. So you'd have to wait for a long entry on it, which on last breakout was either 197 or 200, and now it's 218. That's definitely on our hot list. L, Estee Lauder. Oh, this looks great. Bottom reversal and reclaim of the gap. I mean, yeah, this is like a rebirth, an IPO rebirth. Volume very strong. The ADR is 3% on it, but it has moved 33% in 22 days, and today's an entry, it looks like. Today is an entry, but it's already gone 3% from the breakout, which is 128. It might be too late. 136 divided by 128. Yeah, it's too late. It's too far gone. But Estee Lauder goes on our hot list, and we'll be looking for a pullback entry on that. All right, wow. Now Roku's on the top of the list as well. ENPH, didn't we get that? Yeah, I put an alert out on that on Friday, I believe. So hopefully some of you got in on that. That one's up 3.2% already this morning. Actually, even more. ELF. So the thing is, if you follow me, I give alerts for entries, and those alerts for entries are typically going to be, sometimes they'll be when the market appears hot, but they'll typically be when it looks like you're not interested in the market. And then when things are really moving and you really are interested in the market, it's too late. So like today, the market's moving pretty good. There's a couple of things like ELF and all these other ones that I mentioned are moving pretty well, but they're already, flying out of the gate. They're already gone. You had to get in on Friday, or at the worst at the very beginning of today, but Friday, and those alerts already went out. So, when the market's boring, that's exactly when you want to be interested. And when the market's hot, it's too late. You just got to watch your gains. You got to manage your positions that you already got in while the market was boring. So like today, a lot of things are already taken off. You could probably get ELF today. It has taken off a little bit. 123 would have been the entry. It's at 125. 123 divided by 125. Yeah, it's only 1.6% out of the breakout. So, it's still got some room. So you could get it. You could get some ELF today, ELF. It's like 1.6% late. I'm looking at the vertical spread on that right now. %. That's good. Yeah, so I'm going to sell the 115 January 19 strike put and buy back the 105 or the 100. Ow. Okay, that order is out in the marketplace and will probably be filled in a little bit. All right, everybody, let's move back into the group. Thanks for tuning in this morning. Make sure you click the links in my bio and follow. And we'll see you in the morning tomorrow or in our group. So click the link to come on over to our group and we'll see you there. Have a good morning, everybody. Talk to you in the group.